Have you ever seen a truck shoot a fiery plume? Several meters long, or an old diesel engine roar so loud it shakes the ground? In this video, you'll see the most powerful, outrageous, and eye-catching trucks in the world, from wheeled monsters to custom-built masterpieces. Get ready for the show, fire up the engine, and let's go! Ordinary trucks look like toys next to this beast. Name Thor 20 for under the hood. It's packing not one but two Detroit diesel engines, combined into a monstrous 24-cylinder powerhouse. The twin-engine setup puts out 3,424 horsepower through 12 superchargers. One of the highlights is the 2.6-meter, 120-kilogram custom drive shaft, an actual piece of engineering art. Every part shines bright like a diamond, from the transmission to the mirror-polished exhaust pipes. With a length of 13.4 meters and a weight of 13.6 tons, Thor 24 needed some special features: air suspension and for braking parachutes, since standard brakes wouldn't cut it. The creator is already working on its successor, a more powerful version called Medusa. We can't wait to see it. At the runway, something impossible growls and spits fire. This is Shockwave, a pizza-built 3.5.9 with 3 jet engines. It's not a plane nor a race car, but a semi-truck that can reach 605 kilometers per hour. Shockwave outpaces some LSAS. It's a one-of-a-kind machine, powered by 36,000 horsepower, from 3 Westinghouse jet engines. Its competition isn't other trucks but aerodynamics itself. Shockwave's speed record still stands, 400 meters in 6.63 seconds. A tragic accident in 2020 claimed the life of driver Chris Darnell, but the legend lives on. His successor, the Super Shockwave, based on a 1957 Chevy, keeps the show going and reminds us that the limits we believe in exist only in our minds. When a truck goes over 200 kilometers per hour, it's no longer just a vehicle. It becomes an engineering performance. Australian speed enthusiast Rob Waters built the Prospector himself to break records on the salt flats of Lake Gardner. The truck runs on a modified 15 horsepower, 13-liter Caterpillar engine, taken from a dump truck and mounted behind the cab for perfect weight distribution. A Borg-Warner turbocharger cranks up the boost until those chrome exhaust stacks starts to sing, and the fuel tank, it's a polished beer keg. A perfect example of Aussie humor and creativity. The Prospector set the national speed record for modified diesel engines in Australia. 228 kilometers per hour are not bad for a truck built in just 5 months. This bizarre vehicle looks more like a giant caterpillar stomping on sedans than a truck. Meet the Boss Road, created by a team of French engineers for the Cascadeurs Motor Show. Never heard of it? It's a roaring stunt event where old cars are flattened into scrap metal under the cheers of the crowd. Building the Boss roads took over 300 hours. Its dimensions are just as impressive. 13 meters long, 3.5 meters tall, and 3.4 meters wide. Each of its 10 wheels was a 1.6 meter tall tire. Under the hood there were two diesel engines, with a combined 800 horsepower. It's useless on the streets, but in the arena, it's the undisputed king of destruction. This truck absolutely lives up to its name. Foolish pleasure at first glance. It's a pristine white Kenworth W900. But under the surface, it's a black smoke belching, adrenaline-pumping beast with a Caterpillar 340 6E engine. In normal mode, it puts out a modest 700 horsepower. But flip it into race mode, and the dyno practically loses its mind, trying to keep up with the unmeasurable surge of power. The result is smoking tires, exhaust stacks spitting fire and smoke, and crowds losing their minds. The owner mainly uses it for uphill drag races, both with and without a trailer. The truck competes across the US, and rumor has it that after every run, local environmentalists quietly cry in the corner. Here's a truck that hasn't hauled cargo in ages. In fact, it holds nothing but pure adrenaline and shock. Meet Hellfire, a transformed 1995 Freightliner, now living its best life in show business. Mounted on the chassis is a General Electric J79 jet engine from an F for Phantom fighter jet, putting out 18,000 horsepower. This beast shoots a 23-meter flame from its exhaust and hits 300 kilometers per hour so fast you'll miss it if you blink. Hellfire now toured North America, putting on jaw-dropping shows. Watching it burn fuel like there's no tomorrow. It feels like it burns a whole barrel of jet fuel just to cross the finish line. When an oil tycoon decides to build an off-roader, it's never just a vehicle. It's something outrageous with 10 wheels. The world's biggest car collector, Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan, better known as the Rainbow Sheikh, started with a military-grade Oshkosh truck, attached a Jeep Wrangler cabin, and ended up with the most absurd and eye-catching off-roader on the planet, the Debian. Under the hood of this 24-ton beast is a 15.2-liter Caterpillar diesel engine with 600 horsepower usually found in bulldozers. The Debian doesn't just drive, it floats across the desert, guzzling fuel and turning heads wherever it goes. Critics point out the poor visibility and lack of practicality, but let's be honest, those things won't bother someone who's used to turning every wild car dream into a real-life machine. Meet Big Pete, the heaviest monster truck on Earth. Weighing in at 7 and a 2 tons, it's nearly twice as heavy as its competitors. Its size rivals a small house. 5 and a 2 meters long and 4 meters wide. Built on a Peterbilt 359, Big Pete's became the world's first semi-truck monster with a detachable trailer. Under its aluminum hood is a 7.4-liter Chevrolet V8. But its real party trick is a military-grade transmission, capable of powering for drive axles. It's also one of the few monster trucks with leaf spring suspension. Due to its immense weight, those springs need to be replaced twice a year. when Big Pete hits the arena and starts jumping and crushing cars. The ground literally shakes. Fans joke that it's not a truck, but a mobile seismically normally. Remember the movie Maximum Overdrive? Then you'll instantly recognize the legendary Happy Toys truck with the Green Goblin on the grill. A full replica of that rig showed up at the Carlisle Truck Nationals and instantly became the star of the show. During the light display, the entire truck came to life. Let's flash to the beat of the music, and the goblin on the hoods looked like it was about to leap out and cause total chaos. But it wasn't just the visuals drawing the crowd. It's old school. To stroke Detroit diesel engine growled so loud, it made even seasoned mechanics' hair stand on end. This truck is a living legend of movie history, recreated down to the smallest detail. And if you ever hear the roar of a Green Goblin out on the highway, trust me, you won't forget it. Walt Moss is an engineer who sees vehicles differently. His workshop is full of fascinating custom builds, from a 1959 school bus to the most unexpected hybrid creations. But his pride and joy is a modified four-wheel semi truck with some wild performance stats. This odd vehicle has a 1,000 horsepower engine that can push its multi-ton frame up to 210 kilometers per hour, and it still works like a regular truck. It just looks and drives like no other. Walt doesn't just modify machines, he builds works of mechanical art. His next project is still under wraps, but one thing's certain, it's gonna challenge everything you thought was possible in truck design. Quite a spectacle over the spectator lane, the dragster-style diesel truck. This Swedish truck, the Volvo Iron Knight, leaves many sports cars in the dust. It holds the official FIA World Speed Record for trucks. It covered 1,000 meters in just 21.29 seconds, and 500 meters in only 13.71 seconds. Its top officially recorded speed is 276 kilometers per hour. The size is just as impressive. Despite being the length of a standard tractor unit, it weighs only 4.5 tons thanks to its lightweight plastic body. The exhaust system alone is something to marvel at. It sounds like a rocket launch. And with all the air ducts and other aerodynamic tweaks, it looks like something straight out of the future. Who knows? Maybe it'll break its own speed record one day.